Chef Davinder Kumar, thank you so much for being with us here at the World Travel and Tourism Festival. I'm going to begin by asking you this. These days, when I want to travel, the first thing I can think of is, whatever destination I choose, what will I eat there? Like, it's a traditional Indian way of asking, khaoge kya? Wo sab to theek hai, to khaoge kya? So food has become like a fulcrum around which holidays are planned these days, and food has become, the gateway through which you understand a place and a culture.
Well, at the outset, I'm very delighted to be addressing audience here and congratulate Red Hat Communication for organizing such a big event, our World Travel and Tourism Festival. And thank Mrs. Mehal for inviting me to be part of this discussion. Well, very rightly you say that, having been in the industry for over 5 decades, you see, I have seen drastic changes over the years. And very true, you see that when you travel for leisure, pleasure. Today you talk about adventure tourism, you talk about ecotourism, you talk about wellness tourism, anything. But one thing is very important, which plays an important part, is your food. And food is an integral part of travel and tour, right? And when you especially go abroad, you want to explore local cuisine. You want to eat that food which has not been seen in your own country. So I think the changes which I have seen over the years is that because food and travel go hand in hand, right? So when you travel, the food comes to your mind, you see. Recently I was in Australia, visited a couple of places there. One of the things which I wanted to was the food, the local cuisine, And there have been many instances that, and it was wonderful seeing, because you see, of course you see the beaches, you see the nature, you see buildings, you see heritage and so on. So I think food is an integral part, as I said, of travel and tourism. And today, a traveler wants, whether you are traveling abroad or people coming to India to travel, they want to see those unexplored destination, and India is promoting that.
And tell us, once upon a time, there was not that much knowledge about what local food is. Like in a country, say for example, South India, people knew only idli and dosa. But now there is so much more knowledge about all the dishes. So in that sense, it's becoming very specific, isn't it? When you travel somewhere, you're not only having the food of the state or the country, but that food of that city or that town or that district. So in that sense, it's become very specific.
I like to touch upon, Indian cuisine has evolved over the years, you see, if I go back 5 decades ago or more, and today, Indian food wasn't so much popular, whereas in totality, right? And India, there's so much of diversity in Indian cuisine, you see. When you travel from one place to another, say 150 kilometers, 100 kilometers, language changes, their preferences changes, their eating habits change. So is the cuisine also, right? That was a time when the food all over the world, Indian food, was known as curry or tikka and not beyond that. But today, Indian cuisine has been accepted on globally, right? So today, when you see abroad, there are so many Indian restaurants who have got Michelin star today. And food has been elevated to that level thanks to our colleagues and friends, chefs like Atul Chokar, Vineet Bhatia, Vikas Khanna, that today food has, because food earlier was, we were always around, whether it was Murg Mumtaz or, Murg Afghani or Paneer Lavada. But today, food has been elevated to another level. That's why food today, the restaurants have got Michelin star. They were never earlier. Today, whether it's US, UK or Europe, even in Dubai, that part you find, I was reading about the Avatar restaurant, which is a purely vegetarian Indian restaurant in Michelin star guide. So having said that, likewise, food in our country has also evolved, you see. There has been a tremendous change. What it was 5 decades ago and today. There was a lot of simplicity, right? And the resources were limited. Ingredients were not available. Technology was not there. Over the years, when you see the trends now, in India, with, of course, palate changing, preferences changing. If I talk about Indian food, it began with the traditional Indian food that it got classic and then got fusion cuisine and nouvelle cuisine and now modern, and then again going back to tradition. The biggest change which I find today is that, as I said, that has been globally accepted, is that regional food has become popular. The travelers who are coming to India, besides that we have, culture, heritage and nature and so much, to see this country offers. Food is an integral part, very, very important. That, as I said, this is the only country in the world which has, so much of diversity in cuisines, more than 28, right? And each cuisine has a history, and each dish has a story, and every bite it touches your, emotions and, soul, and, that's what typical. So India is rich in cuisine. So I think traveler also today, they come here not to eat the chicken tikka makhani which I've been taking. They want to explore unexplored destination. And today, India has a hub of culinary. Whether you talk about Delhi, it's from Delhi offering Delhi street food to, coastal cuisine, or Rajasthan, or Gujarat, or any part of it. Those, regional, that authentic cuisine, I would say that.
Authenticity is the name of the game when it comes to food these days, because we've gone back to the original local and the original from the soil with the stories. I'm afraid we can continue talking like this for an hour, but we have completely run out of time over here. Chef Davinder Kumar, thank you so much for with us.
I would just take 2 minutes more.
Okay.
I just want to tell the audience that, you see, how things have evolved, I've traveled widely abroad. Many countries I've seen, their cuisine and culture and everything. In India also, right? During NAM, I was executive chef at the Oberoi Intercontinental, now called the Oberoi. We had entire hotel booked for heads of states, you see. The focus was on international cuisine, or the cuisine they desired. But today, when I talk about G20, recently we had heads of states and heads of organizations staying at Le Méridien, New Delhi, where we only promoted regional cuisines. And they were so fascinated, they were so impressed, and they were surprised to see that Indian food is beyond that dosa and Italy. So I want to say that the way travel and tourism is growing, I find no reasons the cuisine also would grow in that, whether it's wellness cuisine or regional food and so on.
Chef Davinder Kumar, thank you so much for being with us. Big round of applause for Chef Davinder Kumar.